And I'm Michael Miller's special guest, Jeanmarie Massa from Miami-Dade Solid Waste. You are the recycling manager.
Yes,
and
I am.
God only knows we need to recycle more stuff. So we got a whole bunch of stuff here that you're going to talk about. Number one, what stuff can get recycled? Bigger pictures, why should we recycle?
Okay, first is the easy one. Bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, and cartons. And now yogurt cups.
Yogurt cups.
They're okay now. So bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, cartons, and yogurt cups.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. We could do that dance over there.
There's a whole song and dance for this. Absolutely. Okay. And why should we do it? Yes. Because why do we want to take more natural resources away when we can recycle what we have and keep those sustainable? And why do we want to add to disposal sites, more things to be disposed?
So in Dade County, we have one big one, or are there more than that?
Landfills?
Yes.
There's two. There's a small one in the north and a large one. The South Dade landfill is the repository of many things.
So that's been, when I was in high school, we called it Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And
is that name okay?
Enough,
people in the county, are they okay with that?
I have to be honest, everyone at the county calls it the South Dade Solid Waste Disposal Facility. Though I can see how Mount Trashmore is easier to say.
Yes, it's easier to say. So let's talk about some things that are here. It's basic things that everybody has in their home.
Yes.
Right. Explain when you're inside your house and you got this stuff.
Right. What you should do.
And then you have your regular garbage can where you throw everything in.
Yes.
So what's the process to get people to go, I need to put this in another can? Okay.
My mantra is bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, cartons. Okay. And now yogurt cups. Which changed the mantra totally. You can't fall asleep to it now. But anyway, and we receive these materials. Bottles, plastic bottles, glass bottles. I usually don't bring glass because I've had a bad
But specifically, so dishwashing soap.
Excellent.
Clothes washing.
Yes, right here. Yes. Good. Right. Tea. But anything that's in here, as long as it's not a hazardous waste.
I don't know. I guess people still use cans. I mean, they buy cans.
Absolutely. Well, of course, that's the big can. But then soup cans. And of course, in my house, we have many kitty food cans because we have two adorable little.
Would you like some?
No.
Before I take them over to animal services.
Oh, you're not going to take them to animal services. I know you can't because they've been with you now. But anyway.
And then Jose, who's the director, was here the other day.
Yeah.
We had an open house, meet and greet.
Yeah.
And so they brought over a couple 5-6 dogs. Very happy with that.
Yeah.
And we had little paw prints on the ground. It was really pretty nifty.
That's cool. Well, dog food cans are recyclable too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we said bottles, cans, both aluminum and steel, bottles, cans, paper. Oh my gosh, all kinds of paper. As I said on yours, I even put a little happy face when you get to that page. Newspaper is super recyclable. You can always recycle newspaper. And anything that tears is paper. It's a little hard to tear, but this is considered paper. And when I go into the schools, I bring this and I tell them, because nobody knows what it is if you're above like 6th grade, I say, kids, in the old days, everybody got 2 of these every year. One was a white pages where you could look up your neighbor's number if you needed a caller, but you forgot.
In little tiny print.
Little tiny print. And one kid says, ew, that's creepy. And I said, and the other one was a yellow pages for advertising. And they might even still do this, but I'm not sure. But those were amazingly recyclable. And every year they would give you a new one and we would recycle tons of paper because of that.
And every phone number you would get, we had 25 different phone numbers then. And they would stack them up. There'd be 50.
Oh, so you got the book for each phone number. Of course you did.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Let's talk about cans.
Okay.
These cans right there.
Yes.
This is an amazing thing. Sometimes these cans get recycled within 2 months. They're back out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like 6 weeks from can to can for the aluminum cans. It's unbelievable. It is.
And so for clarity, the county has vendors that buy this stuff.
Well, yes, except there's actually we have a contractor who handles all of that for us.
Right.
So they have what's called a materials recovery facility. We call it a MRF because we're cool. And all of the materials go there and they're separated. And there's all kinds of things. Did you get to see the MRF yet? We've got to get you to the MRF. Okay, so there's a mechanical separation because, of course, steel cans can be picked up with a magnet. Aluminum cans, it's really cool because they don't get attracted, but there's something called an eddy current separator that pings them. It's like they are allergic to it and they fall off the thing, off the conveyor belt. So aluminum and steel is easy. Paper is usually the last thing, and that gets a lot of extra separation. The plastic is separated by hand.
Let's talk about all the boxes that we get nowadays, right? From all these people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that gets recycled either back into cardboard or something else.
Yeah, mostly cardboard. I mean, cardboard, it's so needed. In fact, that's why the juice boxes are recyclable now, because there's paper inside. So just that underneath this thin layer of plastic is high grade paper. So it's so needed that they'll take this too.
I like looking at those new boxes and I'm going, if I could just keep these, all the different sizes and how convenient they do it, and I cut it just with a scissors or a knife without crushing it.
All right. And then you put them in your recycling, or you reuse them?
Put it in recycling. Oh, not all of them, but
I don't want to in any way make you feel bad, but you realize they get crushed in the truck.
I know.
Okay. They come up in these cool bales, though. Very nice. Yeah.
And those are pretty big bales.
Yeah.
5 feet across, 6 feet across.
At least 5. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to think what they weigh. I know it's more than 100. You
ever operated any of those machines?
No, they would
sure?
never let me.
I think, yeah, but since your husband's over there, you just want to deny that you were the one that picked up that stuff.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about those things that, this is not recyclable?
Yeah.
We get a lot of food brought to the house. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Almost none of it. All right,
I know.
is recyclable. People think, let's talk with the aluminum foil and the aluminum things. Yeah. That's not recyclable.
No, but you know why? Mostly because it's full of food by the time you get it. I mean, like, it's really dirty, and very few people are going to take the time to really scrub it down. But if it kind of looks like this, put it in the cart.
So, if you get the Chinese food, they always give you these little containers filled with all different colored rice, all right? Which all sticks together. You need like a giant spoon to get it out.
Yes.
So can we just take that and put it in recycling?
You mean the paper ones?
Yeah, the paper ones.
Yeah, I know, they're cool. No,
can't put that in.
No, you can't.
And I think part of the message is so frequently is like, what can we recycle without not having to think it through?
I know.
Right? So we know styrofoam you can't.
Right.
TV dinners type of stuff you can't. All right. Mm-hmm. Aluminum foil, no.
No.
But
not the foil. And the reason for the foil is, well, first of all, it ends up looking like this before you throw it away. And if it was perfectly clean, it would be fine, I would think. But no one's going to throw away perfectly clean tin foil.
I've tried to save it, but I can't fold it properly.
I understand.
And she always catches me when I take the aluminum foil off. Last night's dinner in the morning. Yeah. I know you've been at it because it has that extra crimp in it. And there's a trail of food through the kitchen, down through the refrigerator, and a long trail.
Have you not taught the puppy dog to clean up after you?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Okay. I digress.
Right. Okay. So recycling, let's talk about I see a plastic bag down, the blue and white one. No, on the other side.
Yeah.
So we get these. You get those instead of the cardboard boxes because it weighs a lot less.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. And it's really neat.
And on top of that, I mean, it says recycle, which makes me insane. But they tell you to drop it off back at the store. Right. So if you want to do that, excellent. I would applaud you and anybody else who wants to do it. But please don't put it in my recycling cart.
Years ago, I thought anybody that walked into the grocery store with bags, they were like an old grandma, right? Nah.
Yeah, I know.
Go to the store.
I've got the reusable ones.
And so we have the little, it's the hand carrying thing, and it folds up. And we just bring them in, all right, put them in the thing, put the food in there. We don't have to take any more bags that we're going to like circle around for 6 months before we do something else with them. Right. So those bags that you get at the grocery store or at the drugstores, all right, That's not recyclable.
No, well, no, and it's
At least
not,
at least in the program they have. Yeah, that's
right.
it.
And it's not because they're not recyclable, okay? Because they are. There's containers in front of all the grocery stores and most of the other kind of stores for plastic bags. And there's actually a company like up in the middle of the state of Florida that makes plastic lumber out of it. The problem is if it's in with all my stuff here, it gets dumped on a conveyor belt. And what does it do when it hits the little conveyor thing? It wraps around all of the little rollers. Then they have to shut down the plant every 2 hours, dig out the bags. The ones that are really tight, they actually use a blowtorch for to melt
That's
them off.
stuff we're going, why do they put this over here?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, don't drop stuff on the ground either. Why would you want to litter? And so, why would you want to not recycle if you could?
Let's talk about straws. Is straws recyclable?
No, not in my program. They may be in other programs, but
But those are the plastic straws.
yeah, no.
There was
But
a big push
Really?
a couple of years ago on paper ones,
yeah.
and where the state said you can't mandate paper, right? Okay, for whatever.
I don't even know. And some of these specialty items, there's specialty locations. And it's just, I'm dealing with, and I am grateful for this, 350,000 homes. And so it's really hard to get 350,000 people walking in the same direction.
But the basic things, cardboard,
Right.
paper,
Yes.
cans, the single-use plastic bottles that we
Yes.
typically have the water in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Did I not? I must have. Oh, there we go. A little water bottle.
We did a little test here. We for our guests, we'd have this big bottle of water here. And what we realized is people didn't drink the whole thing.
No.
They would take a little sip. So you know what we did?
You moved to
We
those?
went and got these, and people are more likely to drink all
the
of
whole
this
thing.
than even half of the other thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
smart. I know you were being gracious and wanting to help,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a great idea.
So they were very happy with that. And those are completely recyclable. Years ago, we would sort of condemn people that use that. What was the switch?
From glass, I think, to plastic
Oh,
is what
maybe.
happened. Yeah. And that's hard. That's really hard and heavy and all kinds of things.
So one of the things we haven't seen much on TV, there was a while where we would see these TV shows where they had these big boats picking up the stuff in the ocean and we would
Oh,
feel
yeah.
good about it. I haven't really seen that, but that's so impactful when you see that.
Yeah.
The kind of stuff that gets thrown.
Yeah.
I think that's probably directly into the water.
I know. I'm hoping we don't see it as much because maybe it isn't there as much, but I'm
Yep.
a goody two shoes.
As I mentioned to you, we went and we bought a composter.
Yes.
It's in the house.
Good.
It's like 2.5, 3 feet tall,
Oh.
and it's quiet. Right?
Oh.
We have it set to go 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's this low hum, and it dehydrates the food. We put food in there,
Okay.
and chicken bones. You cannot put steak bones, but chicken bones.
Oh, okay.
It just turns into this little silver stuff.
Does it grind it, or do you know what
Yeah,
it
no,
does?
But I
Okay.
take it, and it notifies you. It hold up to 10 pounds of waste.
Okay.
I pick it up, right? It has
Yes.
the handle, and I take it and put it on the plates, and it does work.
It does work.
It does
that's
work.
Great.
Because I'm seeing where we put it. It's 6 feet away. The other ones are like withering away.
Right.
So it does work, and so that's a minimum that people can do.
That
which
is very cool. Yes.
put the paper in the thing. Put your all the stuff or most of the stuff you see here.
Right.
Put it in the blue cart, right? And they're going
Right.
to pick it up. They're going to take it out to where are they going to take it?
Oh, we take it to the materials recovery facility, also known as a MRF.
They're going to take it out to the MRF. They're going to separate it. You have a vendor that handles all that stuff.
Yes. Yes.
And if we're lucky, a couple months later, grab that can. I remember this one.
Right.
A friend of mine has a plastic wood, they call it wood, a patio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's perfect.
That's what I understand the bags are made out of.
Yeah,
I mean, the bags are used to make the plastic wood.
They don't rot.
That I know. I tell people, especially people that live around water, lakes, or whatever, the docks, because the wood does really rot in the water after a while.
So there's lots of basic things that people. It's in the blue cart. People get 2 times a month get picked up.
Yeah, sometimes it's like every other week because you may get a couple of months a year where you get 3 pickups a month.
So we play a game on our street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
Put the card out on a different day. See how many other people on the block
That
put it out.
happened on my block. I go outside and I'm going, oh my gosh, what is going on? So I'm really sorry. Today's not your day.
So, Jeanmarie, so if people want to find out more about the recycling program or about solid waste
Yes.
products, where can they go?
311.
Right. And then people, they will handle the whole thing.
Yes, and you can also go to miamidade.gov/solid waste if you like a computer, which is a wonderful thing. So miamidade.gov/solid waste, and then you can check recycling. You know, it'll show all these things.
Call you the recycling lady?
Yeah, they do. I do get called that and other things, but that's a good thing.
Your children must be thrilled.
When I go into the schools, it's so much fun. Oh my gosh.
What grades do you do?
Any grade, but I got to tell you, 3rd, 4th, 5th even is a lot of fun.
And as I mentioned to you before, my grandson, 10 years old, they live on the Gables Waterway.
Mhm.
They go out on the kayak and there's manatees. And
Oh, how cool.
about 2 months ago, he holds up a plastic bag. Look, Grandpa, I found some trash.
Oh,
The direct connection between him being in the kayak and seeing the manatees and the trash, it was just as clear as day that if we can draw that, that's what we say, why should people recycle? In this case, to keep the waterway clean so the manatees are not going to eat that stuff.
right. And yeah, and I mean, somehow we've been working with an idea of a pelican for a mascot or something. And we were saying the pelicans and birds too. A jellyfish and a plastic bag look exactly alike from 10 feet in the air. And it's not good for animals to eat plastic bags.
There have been plenty of studies showing that micro specks of plastic have made their way into our bodies.
Our bodies, yeah.
And then they're talking about some of it affecting fertility for men.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not concerned about that part anymore.
yeah, gotcha.
Right?
Totally
But the point
gotcha.
is that all this stuff, it doesn't just go away.
No.
It sits around and we wind up
Yeah.
we wind up doing it. And so when people take these plastic things and they throw it on the side of the street, all right?
Yeah.
At some period of time, something is going to happen,
Oh,
to that.
yeah. I'm forever picking up stuff on the ground. My husband says, "Don't do that."
So the county has a enforcement for dumping trash, right?
Oh,
And
yeah, illegal
they have
dumping.
they have their cameras all over.
There are, and they don't fool around.
So
They go to your house.
So there were a couple brothers that were dumping. They were actual brothers, all right? Dumping. They got a big truck and they dumped some furniture, and it was live. They sent a cop and they physically arrested.
Yes.
2 of them. Imagine going to jail. What'd you do?
I dumped furniture.
It was pretty funny.
What did you do? Robbed a bank.
And by the way, the county got vehicles.
Yeah.
All right, I guess for repeat offenders, it was about $450,000 worth of stuff that they got,
Mm-hmm.
which I sold or
Yeah.
started using. There's people that stopped their truck or their cars and dumped it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So we know you don't chase the litterer, the guy
Mm-mm.
that's thrown out.
Right.
If people see somebody dumping stuff, what would you like them to do?
Not do it.
All right,
Pick it back up.
call 911. Say,
Yes.
hey, don't
If
chase
you
them.
see someone, yes. Call the police. Don't chase them. Don't do anything.
I live in horse country. I saw some guy dumping out stuff. Stupid me, silly me. I got a truck, so I followed him.
Oh,
So he's speeding down some of the roads.
Oh,
So I catch him at 127th and Bird.
you caught him?
The stoplight. Yeah, I caught up to him. And I took a picture of his license plate. I pulled up next to him. I said, I got you. Right? I called the police. And they go, oh, it's too late. I said, no. I got a picture of the trash and I got a picture. They went over.
Oh,
the cops
good.
went over. Right? And they said some crazy guy was after me. I told the police, that was me. Don't follow these guys.
Don't follow them.
Because
Don't follow them.
nobody wants to get caught doing that.
Right.
So
Right.
again, there's cameras all over the place
over
when
the
we least likely to suspect
Oh, yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So-
And there's people like you all over the place where you think no one's watching, even if the camera.
We have 25 cameras here.
Right.
I go, where are you? I said, I know where you are. I see your car out front. And there are cameras everywhere. Right? So-
I'm going to be late. I'm on 125th Street. Really? Your car is at our place. No.
All right. So how long you been with the county?
Oh my gosh. What did I tell you last time? It's
A lot.
Yeah, definitely since 2008 when this program started.
So you always were in recycling.
Well, I was in private industry with garbage before I got into recycling. And then the funny thing was I was with the private company who did the recycling before the county took it over and did it.
All right. So let's talk about when you're going to go back to the schools. What grade are you going to start with? And how can the schools say, we want that recycling lady with the blue cans to come over?
We actually have notified people at the school board. Actually, there's a gentleman, a Mr. O'Connell, who has been super wonderful. He has gotten me all kinds of school gigs to talk to the kids, and it's been successful and it's fun. I have a PowerPoint presentation, and you get to walk up to the cart and figure out which cart.
Do you have somebody that helps you with that?
Yes, yes.
This guy over here?
He's wonderful, but no, he doesn't go with me to schools. I actually have a young woman who's a public information officer.
Okay, and frequently people ask me about clothes being recycled. What's the status of
I'm
that?
so glad this makes me insane. And as you know, I don't get insane often. Ha, that's not true. They put T-shirts and good clothing in the recycling cart. So you put all that in, and then you put your Coke with a little bit of Coke in it, and the water bottle that you didn't put, and that stuff just absorbs everything, and it is disgusting. It can't go to anybody. So the only way it gets recycled is if someone else can wear it again.
It is fulfilling to wash the clothes, fold them up, put them in a nice bag, take them over to wherever it is.
Right.
There's a local charity that I would take over a bunch of clothes.
There's lots of places. Very easy to find.
So she'd go, the lady that works there said, did you drop off some stuff today? I said, what are you talking about? I always deny it. Always deny. Then she figured out from the sizes that they was big. So she sends me a picture of the family carrying out the stuff, the little baby.
Oh, everyone.
The father and the mother. And I go, okay. Yes. Wait until they open the bag and they see all the good stuff that was in there.
That's
good. And it is very fulfilling to do that. So on clothes, they should wash it, drop it off Goodwill or Salvation Army or to your local charity.
But not your blue recycling cart.
Yes. If somebody's blue recycling cart is broken, what should they do?
You can call 311 for that. We will be glad to fix it if like just a wheel broke or something, or exchange it. Let's say you started with a small cart, like the 35-gallon, but you want a larger cart. We can exchange that for you also.
No charge for that?
No charge.
If it's broken,
we'll exchange that, or fix it if it's possible, or exchange it.
Okay. The big question people always ask me.
Okay.
Where should the handles be? Facing which direction?
Okay. The handle should face your house. The cart should open to the street, because when the truck comes, it's going to pick it up and it's going to go like that. So if the cart, it's going to be bad. Open it right. Yeah.
So so often you drive by people's homes and it's coming, where they're jamming in there and you can't even close the top.
Right.
So, and people, they want to recycle it, but if it gets too jammed in there, when they pick that thing up, there's a problem.
There is, especially if like you're a strong person and you really jam it in there, because when they pick up the cart, it kind of squishes in a little bit, just like this. And so that makes it even harder, because when they turn it upside down, that stuff is stuck in there. It can't get out, even if they shake it. So
we know that on cardboard boxes, those things that typically like jam everything up.
Yeah.
So frequently, we hear, well, you should cut the boxes. It's a real problem. The part of it is you step on it.
Yes. Right? And if you've got kids,
much fun is that?
Yeah. And if you're going to do it, hold on to the table or something, just so nothing bad happens.
I resemble that remark. Right?
Or if I'm going to do it, I hold on to the...
Because the cardboard can get pretty strong.
Yes.
All right. So what's your word of advice? We have a minute and a half left.
Oh, okay. All right. So the thing to remember is bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, cartons, and now yogurt tubs.
Okay. And people can go right on the website, Miami-Dade.gov.
They'll see that.
/
solid waste.
Solid waste.
Recycling.
And you can go and you can look at it, what stuff that is.
Right.
And we get the kids to do that. So they'll be able to, look, Grandma, Grandpa, here's
yes. They are our outreach people. And also, please have your cart at the curb before 7 a.m.
And if somebody doesn't recall, quite frankly,
Yeah.
about which day it
Yeah.
is, they can go there and they can put in their address and it'll say which day.
Yeah, you can go online. You can call 311 and a person will tell you.
Right. So the green carts are picked up twice a week.
Yes.
The blue carts are picked up twice a month.
Yeah. But sometimes, there's like 31 days and you get that extra. There's
That extra
3
one.
pickups in a month.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. Woo!
And the county does not clean those, but there are plenty of places if you don't want to do it yourself. They
Oh,
come
yeah.
out. They come out with these trucks. I saw them.
That's cool.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
They inside, outside. So,
Of course, my stuff is pristine because I can take it with me. No.
Oh. so people want to know when you turn this cherry Coca-Cola upside down. I was cringing about all the liquid that was going to fall in your hand.
Oh.
But you perfectly cleaned all of these.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. This stays in my car because when I go to schools,
Okay.
I have my
I wanna
card
see
with
some-
me.
I want to see something here.
Okay.
Do you know
Never
what date?
mind.
Do you know what date that was?
It was several years ago.
Several years ago. Let's look at it. Okay. Oh, here. This
Oh,
one's
I tried to use that
only 3 years old.
Okay.
This one right here, July 10th. Guess which year?
90 something.
2015.
Oh, 2000. That's good. Oh,
So it's 10 years old, man. Almost the date.
that's amazing.
No, you've carrying this around for the 10 years.
I guess so. If that's what it says,
It's-
yeah.
This
That's hysterical.
there it is.
Oh my gosh.
July 10th, 2000. Serving it's extra life right here.
Right. And I do have I have one of your papers, too, right? Don't I have a community news?
I thought I saw one. Oh, here it is right here.
Yeah. Yes. I try to show those at the schools.
There you go. This one's only 3 years old.
I told you every time I go to the schools and I ask if they have that at home, and I usually hear, my grandma does.
It's true. So, anyway, thank you for what you do, for all the years
you're
of
welcome.
service, and
Thank
to your husband
you.
for putting up with the.
He's a good guy.
Yes, right. And I want to thank Raquel, who is also a school teacher. Did you know that she
No.
teaches third, fourth, fifth graders
Oh,
down
my
in Florida?
favorites.
Third, fourth, fifth grade.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if she's blushing or not, but she goes from South Palmetto Bay, where she lives.
Uh-huh.
She drives to Florida City,
Oh,
teaches,
wow.
and then goes from Florida City up here
Oh,
at 2:30 to
For
be
here.
here. So that 30 miles extra
yeah.
because I'm not sure which one she loves the most, or whether it's teaching or here, but she's having a good time here
That's
and
great.
learning a lot, and we enjoy her
Oh.
company here.
She was so sweet to us, very nice to us, very welcoming when
Yeah.
we came in.
I think that's it. Let's look at the red camera.
Oh,
Why don't you sign us out here?
Oh,
Look right
boy.
in the camera.
Okay. So, thank you so much for watching. It has been a pleasure speaking with you and telling you to recycle right. And remember, bottles, cans, paper, cardboard.